I made an error here. Stand by. Fortunately, nobody's checked in yet. How do I adjust this? I got my camera all not exposed. Hold on here. What's going on? What's going on, YouTube? Let's see here. I've got operator middle of the night, but wanted to check in with everybody. See if anybody checks in. See if you can hear me. Hopefully. See if I got this right. Um, but had an LCS visit today. Thought we'd check in with that while we discuss the goings on of the week and get this out in the live because I got to go to bed and I ain't got time for messing around. No messing around. But man, what a week. If you didn't notice, it was quite the week. Goodness gracious. You know, over the years, we've said things are going to escalate and things will happen quicker. You know, things will just continue to ramp up faster and faster. Um, yeah, I think this is exactly what we were talking about. What a wild week on many fronts, but obviously the big events last Saturday that we discussed Sunday. Um, we thought we'd get through the week unscathed, right? But alas, biggest IT network outage ever hits. Airlines go down, major corporations go down, all kinds of chaos. Was that Thursday morning, basically? Um, just very unusual times we're living, and the RNC was all week, and everybody was talking about that and yada yada. And if you're paying attention to gold and silver, which we'll get into that, let's get into what we got at the LCS today. Um, Prices spiked way up and then went way down. Bizarre, right? Um, yeah, we especially silver crashed back down below 30 this week. But visit to the LCS, things were rolling today. Um, the LCSs, I've noticed we haven't done this in like a month. So I've had a couple visits to the LCS, but the stock is they're well stocked. Let's put it that way. Um, but I got a couple Krugerrands today. Where's our camera at? Krugerrands were on the docket, and I got an Eagle, and the Eagle fills my 2024 roll. So that's what I was really going for, and the rest were just kind of filler. Um, so got my last 24 Eagle to fill up that roll for this year. So goal achieved. A constitutional stacker. Speaking of goals, right? You were just talking about goals. There's one goal for the week. Um, but so got and got this is my first uh, maple leaf with the king on the back. I haven't got anything with the king on it, so that's a first there. And well, it is what it is. I hate all the stuff with the royalty on it, but price wise and for all the other reasons, it's kind of a go-to easy pickup. But it's interesting how people have kind of went hard on these things since it seems like he might be out sooner rather than later based on his health issues. Um, but another thing we picked up was a peso, 1933. Let's see if we can get this up here. Peso. I don't have any pesos, and this they just added a. They usually have a American coin box, out front on the counter, where you can just sort through like random semi collectible stuff. But they had the peso up there today. In the world, they had France and the Netherlands and Sweden and some other things. But I was like, I want to get this peso because, well, we don't have any. And is that going to focus? Maybe. um, kind of. But it was pretty cool, and that'll go in the collection, kind of. Um, so that was a visit to the LCS, and yeah, lots of they are plenty in stock. Things are going good there, um, but just more on the savings side. Um, so that's all good. And with the price of the way it dropped down this week, you know, um, hey, why not? Back down below 30, and like I was saying, this is a wild week when you have the events of last Saturday, all the questions all week during the RNC, all of the everybody talking about the Biden thing, and then the IT thing jumps up there, right? Hey, Corsair, what's up? Corsair trainers join us. Hey, thanks a lot, Constitutional. No, you don't have to do that, man. Appreciate you. Um, I didn't. Yeah, Boneyard, what's up? You've seen the Claymore before, haven't you? uh, yeah. Jetpack jump scare. Uh oh. um, all right. Let's see. I'll catch up here in the chat. Good evening, Corsair. Winging it, Tracy. What is up? How you doing? Haven't seen you in a minute. Hope you're doing well. Um, but a wild week of is everybody's bingo card? Is everybody throwing out their bingo card? We pretty much on Twitter, everybody's like, we're done using bingo cards because 2024 is too wild. Um, and with the events Thursday, and uh, I got the call Thursday or Friday night, Thursday morning, whatever it was way too dark, and I was half asleep. And it's like, what is going on? Is everything going to be out of action in the morning when you get up? You just didn't know. That was a real, um, that was a legit prepper, like stand to be prepared to type of order going on Thursday morning. If you weren't like double checking everything and like reevaluating all whatever you had, and one of the big ones, people didn't have access to the money in the ATMs. Corsair did a short like right after that, like directly on target. I can't remember what the name of it was, Steve, but um, there was a short that he did right after that came out at the same time Friday morning, I think it was, or Friday, that was right on target. And it was like I can't remember what it was about, but I remember just thinking like, oh yeah, this is right tracking with what's going on, right? Um, all right, have a good night, Corsair. Sleep tight. Hopefully the fairies don't get us overnight or any other mass calamity. Is it going to be solar flares next? What's coming up? Uh, Somebody made the boneheaded comment on Twitter asking the U.S. hasn't had an earthquake in a long time. What's up with that? It was like, shut up. We've got enough going on without having an earthquake pop up somewhere. Um, we The wildfires have escaped us out on this end for the most part. California's still burning, but the smoke hasn't been severe on our end, which is good. So we're thankful for that. Was that what it was about, Steve? To get out and get prepared? Yeah, but it was right on target. It was like it was just like as soon as that IT thing happened the next day, like that was out there. Contractor Steve was spreading the gospel. Um, hey, what's up, Adventurous Guide to the Galaxy? What's going on down in Florida? Um, but with all the different things on this weekend, I mean, it wasn't just the RNC. There was a lot of the protesting wasn't terrible, but there were several arrests. A guy got shot. Um, but it's just like one thing after the other. And what's surprising, we talked about, we said the um, silver and gold spiked up and then back down this week. But have you been paying attention to gas prices? And I know it's different a little bit everywhere, but our gas prices here have been pinned down low since before 4th of July. Like they trended downward ever since like March. and they're now the same place they were before Fourth of July. They didn't go up. Normal summer driving, the gas prices always go up. We should be having like $5 gas here. It's like 3.40, depending on where you're at, 3.45. Like unheard of to go down uh, during the middle of summer and stay there. Didn't even bump up Fourth of July, and that should really tweak your radar. Stuff like that, stuff that's really an anomaly, really out of the ordinary, right? And because what my tinfoil hat is concerned about is if it's government manipulation, that's going to break and it's going to spike higher. If it is um, deflation, legit deflation, like nobody's driving enough to really charge, the right amount. People aren't buying. People aren't traveling. If people aren't traveling, so that deflationary signal, what happens is the Fed then are like, oh no, we gotta put on the money printers because it's going to go into deflation because bankers hate deflation. Bankers want inflation because that's how they really make their money. I mean, they can manipulate some things during deflation, but they really hate deflation because the deflation helps the buyer, helps you and me, the purchaser, right? So when they see that deflationary signal, and if it's really signaling hard in the gas and it trickles down to everywhere else, like they're going to hit that money printer, decrease rates, whatever else they got to do to rev up that inflation because that's what they want. So it's going to be interesting to see. We've been riding this last 2 months of really what I would consider super low gas prices. Um, but I don't know. Just put that on your radar. I got my spidey senses tingling for the last couple months. Like, man, this gas price is just too good to be true. I mean, as much as you can enjoy what you've got, like, just watch out for the bounce back or for the second and third order effects when the bankers get involved and want to change that. Hey, what's up, Cindy? Good evening. Barry Wood is joining us. Evening, Bone. All right. Tracy says lower fuel price equals selling off strategic oil reserve. Oh, strategic oil reserves. Well, that happened a couple weeks back, though. I mean, a couple months back. That was a while back, and that usually doesn't last that long. Uh, and really, like they talk about, like they were saying, a million barrels a week or something. Like the U.S. is it. That's a the effect is so minimal, you know. But if that's part of it. That definitely back in March, April timeframe, that was probably part of it. But man, just when it ramps back up and goes the other direction, watch out. We're talking $6 probably. Is what I'm worried about. That's just something that's on my radar economically. Like this could get bad pretty quick because this 344 is just an artificial anomaly. And is it intended to hold through November just to give people warm and fuzzy and to influence their voting patterns? Maybe. Um, so that's one of the big tells that I'm watching is the gas prices around here because it just doesn't make any sense. um, Similar to the way gold and silver prices don't make any sense. You got all this world chaos going on. You had they bounced up higher after on Monday and Tuesday, supposedly on things other than what happened Saturday, but the Fed saying they're going to decrease rates is one of those reasons. Um, but then they collapsed basically after the IT incident on Thursday. Like that doesn't make any sense either. Like they should that's what you want when all the money systems are down is gold and silver. That's your safe haven. That's your safety. Like this doesn't make any sense. Um, so really weird. I don't know, manipulation, weird situation going on, something like that. But just things that make you stay aware, stay alert. Don't get caught up too much in the CNN, Fox News politics all 24/7. Um, because like I said, I mean, I called it back in I don't know what February, March. I was like, they're going to put Trump in. That's the plan. That's what I was seeing. And when last Saturday happened, and I was like, man, they definitely want him to get in because it's like, but the thing is, and I talked about this last Sunday. Um, the bad thing is whoever planned that. If you really look at uh, what somebody could want to get out of that, if you want to ramp up, increase spending on government agencies, police state agencies, that's the easy way to do it. Whether you're successful or not, you still win because both sides are now like, oh, we got to have this investigation. They're going to go in there and beg for more money. They're going to go in there and say, we need more resources. Oh, guess what? Here's more money to, hey, I don't know. Maybe it won't go that way, but it seems like it's awful sus uh, to not seem that way to me. Again, that tinfoil hat side. Just wondering, oh, because there ain't no way you convincing me, especially with all the other stuff coming out, that a 20-year-old with no experience and nothing just walked in and walked up. That whole and the whole thing of how that went down is continues to baffle and continues to not make any sense. There's just huge red flags of worry. Either and it goes to either they're ignorant or they're in on it. If the Secret Service is so inept to allow that to happen, big problems. If they're ignorant enough, if they're in on it enough to make that happen, that's even worse. But again, it goes back to the theory too. Where they say that the local police had that area. The outlier of the local police thinking that they're safe in their supposed red area and really slacking off is an outlying possibility, even though this seems like an extreme version of slacking off, right? This is like extreme slacking off. This isn't even like a little bit of slacking off. This is like extreme. So, all the world's a stage, right, Boneyard? Yeah, it does seem that way. Never let a good event go to waste. Yep, Barry, right? Yeah, it seems like the gas prices are aimed at the election, don't they? But it's just like obvious. It's like insane low gas prices. It's never been like this before. It's never been like this manipulated down in the middle of summer. Usually it would pop down like right after Labor Day, right? Right after that vacation, right when school starts, like then it trends down. It's still got time for the elections to have an October surprise or whatever. Um, Adventure Sky to the Galaxy kid was crawling on a hot roof in July. Right? Well, you know, I don't know how hot it was up there, but yeah, if it was hot enough, and it was basically midday, so the sun cooks it. Yeah, that's a good point. He was in shorts and a t-shirt. Like, what if he got a little few burns there? Yeah, the bad guy only has to be lucky once, and he got. I mean, I would say he got pretty lucky in a number of like multiple times, like more than three, three times lucky. Like getting through security, however he got on the roof, getting into a position to even shoot without being taken out, and then actually getting multiple shots off with hits. Like that's like too many coincidences to be that's a trend, like oh this yeah, Boneyard only believes what he sees, right? And half the stuff, if you see it on TV or the computer, like you don't know if it's manipulated in AI or whatever. You know, there's so many things that look real nowadays or sound real. Don't even believe that stuff. Was the old saying, never believe anything you hear and only half what you see. Like nowadays, that percentage is dropping way down these days. Nine times lucky multiplier. Yeah, who was talking about it? Was it you, Adventure Sky to the Galaxy, or was it maybe it was a Rule the Wasteland? I commented like he got his all his XP points built up, and cashed them in to get all his modifiers done right before that. Like he was just too overpowered for the Secret Service. I can't remember who I commented that on. That may have been your chat. That may have been your chat you had last week, actually. Uh, Adventure Sky of the Galaxy had his chat last week. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Um, Rule the Wasteland. Speaking of him, he did a good just preparation video today about the IT thing and just some of the stuff that hit the high points. Of all the stuff we've been talking about all these years, or the things you need to prepare. Like that IT outage should have really tweaked your nerve of like, okay, did I have what I needed? just as far as being able to get through that if that would have been extended out, especially like cash, access to, fuel could have, depending on where you live, fuel could have been out or whatever. Yes, they do want the chaos, Boneyard. Yeah, that's a good point. Out of chaos, they want order, and they want you to beg for it. They just don't want to bring it and force it on you. They want you to beg for the order that they're offering. That's a real big key. That's a real big key here. They want people to beg for the order that they're going to bring, and it's not going to be pleasant. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to share our LCS score and our 2024 Eagle tube is now full with this pickup. So a little savings there on the Eagles, 2 Krugerrands. And we got the King on our first Maple Leaf, so that'll be like a collector's item, especially if he goes away as quickly as they're saying. And our first ever Peso, which was just kind of cool. If I ever make it down Steve's way, I'll have to use that probably in the future to pay for goods and services. That's just not wanting to focus at all. It's got too much. But yeah, first Peso. That was just it's not a Libertad, so it's kind of similar feel to it or design, but not design, but just similar feel to it. So it's a real cool coin, I thought. So yeah, that's a Silver Saturday with all the other chaos wrapped into it. And I hope everybody had a good one. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay frosty for sure. Do any of those preps that you think you might need in the future, because the time is running out. As a Dimcad, it was a Dimcad says, how does he say it? The future prepared for those who prepare today. Future's something I can't remember, but it's a good one that he says. The future is there for those that prepare today, or something. Yeah, but basically prepare today for tomorrow, and it's coming hot and heavy. Every it's almost like every day now is another example of, oh, you didn't prepare. Oh, you didn't prepare. Somewhere, somebody like flooding. That hurricane came through. Just so many things, and it's like the bingo card is past full, and it's about ready time to tap out. Say call uncle, So we'll let you guys go. It's late here. I'm sure some of you guys it's even later. Like Adventure Sky to the Galaxy, you're like past your bedtime. Be daylight soon. So, do, folks. Prep hard, live free. If I can remember how to get out of here.